What is up, everyone? This is the Jose Show. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal Monday. I surely am, and we have a lot of hot tea to spill, so now let's get started. Now let's start off with Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner gets glamorous with Mariah Carey, Ciara, and Vanessa Bryant in Sicily, Italy. Now, Kris Jenner is looking fabulous in Sicily, Italy. The reality star was joined by a group of famous friends while attending the Dolce & Gabbana Alta Moda show this weekend. Now, the famed fashion house's haute couture called Alta Moda for women's wear and Alta Sartoria for men's had a spectacular showing in Sicily where Domenico Dolce was raised. Now, the star-studded event was marked by appearances from Jenner and her longtime boyfriend Corey Gamble, Sharon Stone, Helen Mirren, Mariah Carey, Lupita Nyong'o, Drew Barrymore, Ciara, Vanessa Bryant, and her daughter Natalia Bryant. Now, taken to Instagram to gush over her magical adventure in Italy, Jenner wrote, "Thank you, Dolce & Gabbana, for another amazing magical adventure with beautiful friends." End quote. Now, in another post, the Kardashians' matriarch shared photos with Mariah Carey, who was looking extra glamorous in a robe with a tiara. Jenner joked about her friendship with the singer, writing, "Me and Mariah go back like babies with pacifiers." End quote. Now, Jenner was wearing head-to-toe Dolce & Gabbana's Alta Moda. Her gorgeous white gown was made complete with the matching ornate cape that featured floor-length ruffles. For his part, Gamble wore a striking mint green suit paired with loafers. Now, on top of being the perfect night out for this group of entertainment A-listers, Dolce & Gabbana's high fashion event showcased remarkable, unique, and bold jewelry creations, as well as men's and women's couture wear. Alright, well, this is amazing that this event went on, especially over in Italy, ladies and gentlemen, because Dolce & Gabbana is one of the most iconic brands in history, and also Dolce & Gabbana are one of the most wonderful human beings in history because they are very thoughtful and they are very friendly as far as what I'm noticing here. Because let's not forget that they were the same people that ended up making the dresses for the Kardashians over in Kourtney Kardashian's wedding. And also, they were the ones that ended up making the dress for Kourtney Kardashian in her wedding as well. And that right there is the sweetest and it's the most thoughtful thing that the Dolce & Gabbana people have ever done. Now, the fact that they were doing this event this past weekend with Mariah Carey and with Kris Jenner, Corey Gamble, Vanessa Bryant, Natalia Bryant, just came to show that they really wanted to stand these people out even more. I mean, these people have been standing out a lot for years now, especially because, I mean, they are iconic people. But they wanted to stand them out even more, which to me was wonderful. And the fact that they were already showing off their looks over at the Dolce & Gabbana event, especially Mariah Carey having to show off that beautiful dress that she was wearing over at the Dolce & Gabbana event this past weekend, just came to show that there was a lot of confidence going on and there was a lot of good bond going on in this event. And also, let's not forget that the fact that they were also out there happy and they were having a good time was also coming to show that there was really a lot of good tensions going around in the event and there was no bad tensions at all and that there was a lot of smiles. And also, let's not forget that there was a lot of good promotion going on, especially with the Dolce & Gabbana people because of all the modeling that was going on from these people, especially from Natalia Bryant and from Vanessa Bryant and Mariah, and that right there was really good, especially because of the fact that these people are really good looking people. Not only are they iconic, and not only are they really good performers, and that's what Dolce & Gabbana also needs is iconic, good looking people like them. So that right there is amazing, that right there is wonderful, and that right there is something that definitely is there for the books, especially for the Dolce & Gabbana people. So Dolce & Gabbana, you made a really good selection in inviting these wonderful people over to your event this past weekend, and y'all are amazing. I really hope that y'all get to invite me anytime soon, which I highly doubt. But anywho, y'all are amazing, and that right there is the story of what happened this past weekend over at the Dolce & Gabbana event over in Italy. Alright, so now from that to now more hot tea. Alright, so now let's talk about Jen Shah. Alright, so Jen Shah is apparently going through some legal issues. Well, star Jen Shah pleads guilty to fraud and money laundering charges. Now, Jen Shah, as we all know, was previously arrested in March 2021 for her involvement in a nationwide telemarketing scheme and pleaded not guilty the following month. Now, Jen Shaw is pleading guilty in her controversial telemarketing scheme scandal. Now, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City appeared in a New York court on Monday, which is today, to take part in a change of plea hearing. She switched her original plea of not guilty to guilty, taking responsibility for the fraud and money laundering charges. Now, per a Twitter thread from Inner City Press, Matthew Russell Lee, the 48-year-old reality star, told Judge Sidney H. Stein she had committed wire fraud, offering services with little to no value. Now, she continued, "We used interstate telephones and emails. I knew many of the purchasers were over the age of 55. I am so sorry," end quote. Now, Judge Stein then asked the reasoning for these things being purchased. Shaw explained she had offered misrepresentations regarding the value of the product or service, of which they had little to none. Alright, so this is pretty intense, ladies and gentlemen, that this is going on with Jen Shaw, and I think that this is ridiculous that Jen Shaw would put herself in this horrible situation, especially because, I mean, come on now, Jen Shaw, I'm pretty sure, is making a bunch of money doing what she's doing, especially being in a reality show. So there is no need for her to go off and do these kinds of things, especially because, first of all, it's wrong and it's illegal. And another thing that I have to say about this is that the more she is doing this, not only is she damaging her own reputation, but also she's damaging a lot of people's lives out there, which is horrible. And let's not forget that she is also putting herself in a situation where a lot of people are going to end up hating her. A lot of people are going to see her as this criminal, and a lot of people are going to see her as this person that is basically a scammer. And that is the last thing that a lot of us want, is for people to look at us and in that certain way. So Jen Shaw unfortunately put herself in that kind of situation, and unfortunately Jen Shaw has to pay the consequences because of what she just did. Now, let's not forget that Jen Shaw was also involved in this for a decade now, since 2012, and that she apparently thought that she was going to get away with it and that no one was going to find out about the whole entire situation, and then she thought that she was just doing something just for her own better convenience, regardless if it was wrong or not. And also, she literally thought that the tax people, because apparently she even got charged for tax fraud charges as well, unfortunately, because she underreported certain things. And she thought that those people were not going to go after her as well. But here's the thing, though. You are not going to make the law stupid. The law is actually going to make you stupid, because here's the thing. You can't run away from the law when it comes to tax fraud charges, when it comes to any other kind of fraud charges. You cannot at all. So you really need to be smart, and you really need to do what you're supposed to be doing, and you really need to do stuff in a legal way before you go off and try to get away with the damn law. That is one thing that I really advise, not just to Jen Shaw, but also to everyone else that's watching this show. Come on now. We have to do better as a society, and we have to do better in this world that we are living in. There is just so much corruption. There is just so much fraud. There is just so much depression, suicide, and God knows what else. We have to stop. We just have to stop. So anyway, Jen Shaw, you have to pay the price here, and you definitely need to spend some time in the damn big house. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Alright, so now, from that to now, more hot topics. Alright, so now let's talk about Kate Mara. Kate Mara is pregnant and is expecting baby number 2 with Jamie Bell. Alright, so in the pic, Mara's baby bump is barely on display in a chic pink dress with silver embellishments. The A teacher star added a little edge to the look with the black leather jacket tossed over her shoulders. Bell looked dapper in a blue suit. Now, that was being shared in a picture that Kate Mara decided to share while she was announcing that she is expecting a second child. Alright, so the couple's news was met with congratulations from their famous friends, congratulations from Andrew Rannells, and then from Jenna Dewan, and from many others out there that were really happy, by the way, that Kate Mara and that Jamie Bell are expecting baby number 2. Now, this is pretty amazing that the both of them are expecting baby number 2, and that the both of them are still together, because here's the thing. The more they are together and the more they are having children together, the more they are setting a really good example in Hollywood that, you can last as long as you find the right person in your life, and as long as you set yourself into a really good accomplishment and in doing what you're supposed to be doing as a spouse in the household. Because if you do not set yourself at all as a spouse or as a girlfriend or as a boyfriend in the household, then the next thing you know it, you're gonna fail in a marriage, you're gonna fail in a relationship, and then you're not going to end up having children with the couple, and then you're going to end up losing, and then you're going to end up depressed. So that right there is a really good thing that Kate Mara and Jamie Bell are really setting this really good example right here. Now, the fact that the both of them have been married since 2017 is already a really good thing, because that right there is already a while right there. That's already 5 years right there. 5 years of happiness, of course some disagreements, of course of some downs, but hey, it's like any other marriage. Any other marriage has their disagreements, they have their downs, because that's what it's all about. It's not always about the agreements, it's not always about the full happiness. So it's normal. Now, I really am happy that the both of them are expecting baby number two, not only because the both of them want baby number two, but also because of the fact that they are giving their older child a sibling, which is awesome. Because I mean, as peaceful as it sounds, not having to have a lot of children and not having to really have a bigger responsibility, because I mean, yes, when there's kids there is a bigger responsibility. Here's the thing, it's always nice to give your sibling, your son or your daughter, a sibling, because when you are giving your son or your daughter a sibling, you are basically giving them a blessing, because they are able to hang out with them, they are able to have fun with them, they are able to grow up with them, and they are not going to be lonely in life. Because being a lonely child really seems pretty suckish, and it really is suckish, because you are not really with anybody at all. So that's a really good thing that Kate Mara and that Jamie Bell are really already setting themselves for another child. So I really think that the both of them are going to be very happy once they get to have this child, and I think that the both of them are definitely ready to have the second child. I can definitely tell. So anyway, congrats to Kate Mara and Jamie Bell on the waiting of their second child. All right, so now from that to now more hot topics. All right, so now let's talk about Kirsten Dunst. All right, so Kirsten Dunst marries Jesse Plemons. All right, so Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons have tied the knot. The 40-year-old actress and the 34-year-old actor, who shared 2 children together, are married, Hurrah confirmed to ET on Friday. Now, according to Page 6, who was first to report the news, the longtime couple tied the knot last weekend in Jamaica. Dunst rep tells ET, "I can confirm they were married, but no other details will be provided." Now, Dunst and Plemons met on the set of Fargo and started dating in 2016. They got engaged in 2017, later welcomed sons Ennis and James. Dunst gave birth to 4-year-old Ennis in May 2018 and gave birth to 1-year-old James in May 2021. Now, at the 2022 Oscars, Plemons referred to Dunst as his wife during a bit in which co-host Amy Schumer jokingly pretended Dunst was a seat filler. Schumer took over Dunst's seat, prompting Plemons to tell her, "You just took my wife's seat." Schumer then asked, "Oh, you're married to a seat filler?" To which Plemons responded, "Yes." Now, a rep for Dunst told ET at the time they are not officially married, but have referred to each other as husband and wife for quite some time, end quote. Now, in February, Dunst explained to the Los Angeles Times why she and Plemons had yet to make it official, and she said, "We call each other husband and wife," she said, but we have to get married at this point. It's ridiculous. We just haven't planned a wedding. There was COVID. Then we had another child. I didn't want to be pregnant. I got married, have a party, and not be able to have fun with everybody, end quote. All right, so this is pretty understandable that the both of them had to wait till now to get married, because of the fact that COVID really did get to intervene with their schedule. And I really think that right now is definitely the perfect time, now that a lot of stuff is open now, a lot of people are vaccinated, and a lot of people are now not as afraid as they used to be when it comes to going out because of these things. Now, I really think that the both of them getting married is also showing a really good example on how love should really be, because I mean, I feel like a lot of people should start loving each other nowadays, because I mean, there's just so much hatred going on. Now, that is one thing that I have to say. Now, another thing that I have to say about this is that the fact that they really got to wait till now to even throw a party and to even have a celebration not only came to show that they were really thinking about the safety of the people because of the pandemic that was interfering with their wedding, but also it just came to show that they really wanted to make their day really special. They really wanted to make their day one and only and unique, and they didn't wanted to make their marriage day um, a boring day where it's just all just one or two people and goodbye and let's go. You know, that right there would not be good at all because when you're getting married, it's literally a day to remember for the rest of your life because you are getting married to the love of your life. You are not getting married to just anybody. So we have to remember it like that. So that right there is the reason to why I really think that it was really good that they decided to wait until now to get married and have a huge celebration and especially have it surrounding a lot of people, well, surrounded by a lot of people that love them and that want to be there for them and that want to be, you know, a part of their happiness, especially, and a part of their love life. And another thing, and one more thing that I have to say about this is that good thing they did not get to invite, or good thing they did not go through a situation where they had to where a lunatic would go off and break into their damn wedding like it happened with Britney Spears and Sam Asghari. Because I mean, come on now, Britney Spears and Sam Asghari, the both of them, they unfortunately had a situation where the ex had to break into the damn wedding and it put their lives on risk, unfortunately. And good thing though that none of them got hurt, especially Sam and especially Brittany. But yet again, oh my God, I really, really felt so bad for the both of them, especially for everybody that attended that wedding. But anyway, y'all are amazing. Y'all better have a really good marriage, and I really hope that you guys really, really get to have a beautiful, beautiful honeymoon after this marriage. After this marriage. Um, so yeah, congrats to Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons on this lovely celebration. All right, so now from that to now more hot topics. All right, so now let's talk about Lenny Von Dolan. All right, so Lenny Von Dolan, Twin Peaks actor, dead at 64. Now, Lenny Von Dolan, best known for his appearances in Twin Peaks and the leading role in the 1984 comedy Electric Dreams, has died. He was 64. Now, according to a statement released by his longtime manager, Stephen J. Wolf, Von Dolan died Tuesday in his Los Angeles home following a long illness. Von Dolan played the roles of the agoraphobic orchid-growing Harold Smith on Twin Peaks Season 2, the David Lynch created series debuted in 1990 before its cancellation in 1991 after 2 seasons. Now, Von Dolan would reprise his role in the 1992 prequel film Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me. Both the series and the film gained a cult-like following, all but spearheading a limited event series with an 18-episode third season on Showtime in 2017. Now, the actor made his film debut in the 1983 film Tender Mercies, which earned 5 Oscar nominations. The film would howl 2 wins for Best Actor Robert Duvall and Best Screenplay written directly for the screen. Horton Foote, that role would propel Von Dolan to earn the leading role in the 1984 comedy Electric Dreams. Some of the other leading roles that soon followed included Under the Baltimore Clock, Blind Vision, Jennifer 8, Ed Swick's Leaving Normal, and the title role in Billy Galvin opposite Carl Malden. Alright, well this is a lot of the work that Von Dolan did throughout his career. He was such an iconic man, he was such an iconic human being, and I know that a lot of people are going to continue to remember him throughout the rest of their lives, and a lot of people are definitely going to have him in his hearts and their hearts because of how awesome he was. And you know, his legacy especially is going to forever live on because I mean, especially when it comes to people like him that have done so much, especially for the Hollywood entertainment business, a lot of people will remember, a lot of people will cherish the memories of that human being. And, you know, especially to all the people that worked with him, they're definitely going to cherish and remember him for who he was as a person. You know, it's those kind of people that we cannot forget at all and that we should definitely cherish and that we should definitely acknowledge, especially, ladies and gentlemen. So, rest in peace, Von Dolan. Rest in peace, Lenny Von Dolan. You were awesome, and you're going to continue to be remembered. Rest in peace. All right, so now from that to now, more hot topics. All right, so now let's talk about Colin Jost. Colin Jost feels about Pete Davidson feeling Saturday Night Live. Well, Colin Jost is going to miss having Pete Davidson on Saturday Night Live. ET's Kevin Frazier spoke to the 40-year-old comedian on Thursday, and Jost weighed in on Davidson's choice to depart the sketch series after 7 seasons. Cast members Kate McKinnon, Aidy Bryant, and Kyle Mooney likewise exited the series after season 47. Now, this is what was being said. I hope I will still see them. It's not like I'm suddenly not going to see them, but I'll miss them being around every day, Joe said of the stars who won't return to SNL. It's nice when your friends are just in the same building that you work in, end quote. Now, as for who will step in to replace Davidson, Jost told ET, I don't think anyone's thought about anything yet. This is like our equivalent of an off season. No one's thinking about it at all yet, end quote. So rather than thinking about work, Jost is working on his golf game as he was one of the celebs who descended on South Lake Tahoe this week for the American Century Championship presented by American Century Investments, while Scarlett Johansson, Jost's wife, didn't offer any tips for his golf game. She did give him some outfit advice and ask him some important questions. She said, get home right after this. Why are you away for a whole week? Our baby's almost 1. You can't go out for a week. Things like that too, Jost joked to ET at the event. Now, this is pretty sad that Pete Davidson is leaving SNL because he was literally one of the most funniest comedians on SNL. And also, Aidy Bryant was also hilarious, and so was the rest of the cast of SNL that got to be dismissed from the show. And the fact that they got dismissed from the show really was a poor decision from the network, in my personal opinion, because of how good they were, and they were the ones that elevated the ratings in the show. And now the fact that they're going to be finding a replacement for all these people that they got to dismiss from SNL, I think it's going to be very hard, and I think it's going to be something that is definitely going to plunge the ratings of the show, because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, are not going to like the fact that they are gone, and a lot of people are definitely not going to even like the replacements, I'm pretty sure, if they ever end up finding replacements, which I'm sure they will eventually. So that's what's going to end up happening, and then a lot of people are going to be like, well, we want Aidy Bryant back, we want Pete Davidson back, and we want so and so and so back. That's what's going to end up happening in this situation here. So I really think that NBC really needs to do better, and they really need to bring back these people into SNL. So this is just a poor decision, and this is just something that I feel like the NBC network really needs to think more than twice about, especially. And especially because, NBC cannot let this show down, especially because it's been on for over 4 decades now. And because of the fact that it has been, one of the most watched shows on Saturday for the past 4 decades now. The last thing we want is for the network to go off and cancel the show because of something that they made, which was changing up the cast. And the last thing we want is for people to go off and complain and then go off and, be bored on a Saturday night, not having to watch a funny show like SNL, especially not having to watch their favorite celebs perform in a show like SNL. So we really have to look at it like that, ladies and gentlemen. So NBC, I feel like y'all need to do better with y'all's decisions, because SNL is a very iconic show, and you guys cannot let that show down. That is all I got to say. Alright, so that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Jose Show. I'll be back with more hot tea next time on The Jose Show, so don't worry. And also, please follow me on social media. I'll be posting a lot of cool content on my social media. And I'll definitely be posting more episodes of The Jose Show on my social media, so please stay tuned. Till next time, peace.